By the end of this video, you'll clearly know when to use groups, when to use frames, and what constraints actually do in Figma. You're watching Design OS, and this is Everything Figma, Episode 1, Frames, Groups, and Constraints. If Figma has ever made you think, why did that move like that? This video is for you. Frames and groups are two similar ways of putting layers inside a container. Think of it like this. You have a bunch of objects on your table and you're putting all of them into one box. There are two ways to select layers before grouping or framing them. First, you can click and drag on the canvas to select everything that you want. However, this does not give you a very precise selection, so the second way is to use the Layers panel. Hold down Shift and click two layers, and everything in between them gets selected. And if you want to add more layers to your selection, you can hold down Command on Mac or Control on Windows while still holding down Shift, and clicking on any layer will add that to your selection. Once your layers are selected, Command plus G creates a group. Command plus Option plus G creates a frame. You can always use Control on Windows. Or you can simply right-click and choose Group Selection or Frame Selection. However, I do recommend that you remember these shortcuts because these get used a lot. Now, here's something that a lot of people miss. You can actually switch between a group and a frame. With the container selected, go to the right panel, click on the drop-down and switch it. You've just changed from a group to a frame or a frame to a group. Now let's talk about the differences between frames and groups. Frames can have their own background fill, groups just cannot. When you add a fill to a group, you're actually changing the fills of all the layers inside it. The group itself does not have any visual identity. Keep this in mind because it becomes important later. Frames, on the other hand, can have any fill that you want. So you can just select the frame, go to the fill panel and add a color to it. Now let me show you the biggest difference. I have two containers, one group and one frame. I'll scale both of them horizontally and watch what happens. Groups scale everything inside them. So if you try to change the size of the layers inside will change accordingly. Frames maybe will not do that. In my case, it just doesn't change anything. And the reason for that is constraints. Constraints only exist inside of frames. Select a layer inside a frame and click on the small icon next to the Y position. You will not find this icon if your layer is inside a group. Now, before we do anything else, let's check the padding of this layer from the top and the left side. Hold down Alt or Option on Mac and you'll see that the top and the left padding is 16 pixels. Now, if I go to the constraints of this layer, I can see that this layer is constrained to the left and the top, which means no matter how my frame changes in size, the layer will stick to the left and the top. So let's try to change the size of my frame. And as you can see, the layer remains stuck to the top and the left side with 16 pixels of padding. Let's change the X constraint to right, and now you'll see that the layer now follows to the right edge. Set the constraint to center and it stays centered within the frame no matter how my frame size changes. Now let's see what happens if I set it to left plus right. Notice what happens? The layer resizes itself and maintains the same padding of 16 pixels from the left and the right side. Finally, the scale constraint. And as you can see, if I set it to scale and then change the size of my frame, the layer changes its size, very similar to what happens when I use the left plus right constraint, but the padding is not maintained. It scales the layer according to the scale of the frame. And we don't really want to use scale in UI design because you end up with a lot of decimal values, which is in fact a maintenance nightmare. One more powerful thing frames can do is clip content. Turn it on and anything outside the frame disappears. You will not find this option within groups. You can try to use clip masks within groups, but that is a topic for a separate video. At this point, you might be thinking all of this feels like too much. And honestly, if groups help you create great designs, that's perfectly fine. Frames become important when you're designing for responsive layouts, testing across different screen sizes, or using auto layout. And sometimes it's just about craftsmanship, doing the right things even if nobody sees it. In the next episode, we'll deep dive into auto layout. If this video helped you even a little bit, hit like, share it with a designer friend, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.